Hey all, Hibber here. So again, some of you have asked about videos on how to I don't want to use the word carry, but how to make sure teams that probably underperform a bit actually are able to pull off the win. And Hibber is really good ship for that. Of course, it depends on the map, and Hibber is very sensitive to maps. But on this map here, shards. I don't think you can find a better ship than Hip, really. Especially if you get one of the A or C spawns. Because, yeah, the ship is just so good at locking down a flank. First, let's go through my build here, because it's a standard agile build. I have Lucians on the ship, which I have had for years now. And we do have a lot of German cruiser commanders, but I still think he's the best. So, I have Azure Lane Baltimore and Takao as inspirations, Ingenious, full speed ahead, Velocious, steer clear, and fully packed. So yeah, same thing I have on all my other cruisers. Aiming systems, double rudder, and the improved reload on the ship here. So same build I've been using on Hibber for, well, more than 2 years now, I guess. Gives you 3 sonars and 3 heals. 2.1 rudder and 36 knots. And as you can see, the turning radius is about 50 meters smaller than Prince Eugen, which makes Hibber actually quite agile. One of the more fun agile cruisers to play, especially because if you're lucky, you'll get to spend time brawling in this ship here, where you will kind of need that sort of fast rudder when you're dodging torps and trying to land torpedoes up close. Okay, so first things first, and of course, first step towards any victory is to win your side, especially in a domination battle. And that's especially important if you're a battleship. If you're a battleship and you give up your flank, you are almost certainly dooming your team to a loss. It's really hard to come back from that. So, of course, battleships do that a lot, and it's one of the reasons that I always head in for the cap very, very quickly, because in case the battleship on my flank bails, then I might be able to actually get the cap before the enemies realize that, and then at least it's a lot easier for me than to defend the cap than actually having to take a cap without battleship backup. So that's one of the reasons I like fast cruisers. And also here I get the cap and there's no resistance at all. It's actually the opposite situation. It looks like the Reds are the ones leaving this flank here, and not just the battleship. It looks like all of them are heading towards the middle of the map. And that kind of tells me that at least the people who've spawned over here probably aren't the most experienced players. So there's really no point hanging around over here, because it's unlikely they're going to make a play for this cap now. Seeing as they've already given it up, and the York has no camo on here, so it's not really a sign of confidence in these players here. So there's really no point hanging around over here. It's not really going to help out the team or anything like that, and there's no threats. So we're going to have to start to think about moving in towards the middle of the map. But I am not going to head further up towards the north and then go to the right around this island here, because that's just sailing into a bunch of red ships, and it's better to always stay on your half of the map unless there's a very good reason to actually push on the other side of the map, and it's too early to push in this battle here anyway. Experienced players or not, it's just too early. So that battleship there, if he stays in that position he's in right now, just inside the cap, where he can cover that whole area of open water there, that's perfect. He can also cover the B cap from there, and there's really no need for him to push any further. But obviously that's not for me to decide. So like I said, I'm going to head back a little bit here and see if I can't approach the B cap from a little bit safer position here, because crossing that big open water there in Hibber with this many red ships left is a little little bit dangerous. And yeah, I have an agile build on the ship, but I'm not really too confident in my team, and I'm not really thinking we've spotted everyone yet. And as you can see, there actually turns out there was an Östergötland out there, so I would have been spotted had I taken that route, and now it's the very overzealous battleship there that's in trouble. So that's why I'm just gonna have a bit of a look here and see what is actually going on, because there's no real rhyme or reason to this battle here. So a plan is starting to formulate here, or not really a plan. I mean, this is standard operating procedure. It's a sub, so to speak, and it really is that. I mean, if you can, cut off the enemy in 1/3 or 1/4 or whatever, 1/2 of the map, and control them there, well, you're going to win. And as you can see on the map here, because you always have to keep an eye on the map, you actually have to look at the map more than you look at the main picture of the game, because the main game is just about aiming. The map is where everything goes on. So I can tell on the map that we have pretty much the whole red team cut off on one side of the map. We have 2 caps, so we just have to hold this middle cap here. We don't have to push in to get the next cap. There's absolute no point in that. We are on parity on ships here. We're 7 versus 7, and we have a massive advantage. So all we have to do now is just take positions here and try to defend this B cap here for as long as possible. As long as we can do that, we're going to keep accumulating tickets, and hopefully we're going to save a few ships because we don't have to actually attack. Of course, this is all theoretical, because this is absolutely not what is happening with my team here, as you can see. Like, really what these battleships should do is just take up a very nice position where they are like protecting their broadside, but they're still able to defend the B cap at a very minimum. So in case a destroyer hits in, I will be able to jump in and sonar it. And I'm also just taking up, and also I'm the only one taking up a defensive position here, because Hipper is primarily a brawling ship, so you should play this ship here to its strength. And if I can set up a brawling situation, I will go for it. So as you can see, we lost 2 ships at a time where really we shouldn't have lost any ships, because we are on the defense, and we have the easy part here. But it's just the way the game goes. So I've taken up this position here where I can hold the cap, and at the same time I am within sonar range of pretty much the whole cap. And also I have an island in front of me, so I cannot really get brushed by anyone really, especially seeing I have a sonar and I also have my plane. So I just have to make sure I don't get shot at by everyone at the same time, and then I should be able to hold off a few ships here. But as you can see, the blues are going to fall as flies now, and it's just because they don't take up the proper defensive positions really. Like, there's no reason they should be out in the bullet rain here. They should just sit in a cozy spot, bow on, and just look for broadsides. Because if we all spread out and we all do that, then there is just no hope for the red team. But obviously that is not what's happening. So I'm going to be the key for the reds to get this cap here, because they cannot grab this cap here without dealing with me. And dealing with a Hipper that's dug in behind an island, defending a cap with both sonar and spotting plane available, it's very, very difficult, especially if you're in battleships, because really you don't really have a choice. You're just gonna have to push in, because you can see here the reds are behind by 200 points. There's only a few minutes left, and I mean, this is do or die for them. If they don't take the B cap now, then they're going to lose. So for them it makes perfect sense to be aggressive, to push in. But for my team, it's the exact opposite. They should just be defending. They should like I've said a few times now, set up very nice positions, the best they can do. The destroyers should spot, and everyone just defend and, you know, take as little damage as they can possibly get away with, just like I'm doing here. Although someone is very intent on setting me on fire. So the Scharnhorst has second thoughts, which is obviously a mistake because he turns broadside to everyone. And I can tell now that the Vanguard and the other battleship here, they're going to come and pinch me here behind this island here. They're going to come from both sides, and then I think, I don't know if they're planning this, but it's what I would do as well. If you have a Hipper in a situation like this, then attack it at the same time from two different sides, and then at least it's a little bit harder for me to fight back. But obviously it has to be at the same time. If one battleship attacks sooner than the other, then yeah, it's not really a problem. So the Vanguard is looking like he's making a try. Like as soon as they're within 5 kilometers, that's when you can start to think about torping them in Hipper. If you're in mines, they have to be closer than that, probably 4, preferably 3 kilometers, because the mines armor just isn't as good as Hipper. So fire a few torps here, and then we just angle in, so we don't take any nasty salvos there. It's okay, not too bad. And I'm just getting ready to fire my other sided torps if I need it. But I'm not going to fire them unless I absolutely have to, because I'm going to need them. Except I did accidentally fire one there. That was a big boo-boo. You didn't see that. But I wasn't sure I was going to get that Vanguard with the last set of torps there, and I had to make sure I, you know, took him out. But that was a mistake. Don't do that. So there's destroyer in B, and I'm going to have to see if I can't reverse back and see if I can use my sonar to reveal him. And at the same time, I have to keep an eye on that Bismarck there, because it's just myself and a destroyer now, and obviously that's a bit of a bad situation here, because the Bismarck is definitely a threat, and I'm only going to get one chance. So the good thing here about Hipper and pretty much all the German cruisers is that the torps reload so quickly. It's a joy. So I already got my torps back here on the side I used for the Vanguard, and firing one set. Just want to make sure that the Bismarck doesn't turn here, and then I make a wide set here. Just want to see what actually going on. See, do I actually have to fire them, or will I actually take him out with the first set there? And I almost do, and I can just, you know, the rest here I can take with my gun. So if these guys had attacked at the same time, well, then yes, it would have been a problem, but one at a time, they're pretty much just serving themselves up. We did lose the cap, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And it's an annoying ZF6, so I'm going to have to wait for my sonar to come back to see if I can't annoy him a little bit there. But I don't want to switch to HE, because I know there's a cruiser coming around the corner here, so I have to give up on this destroyer adventure here and then switch to AP, and then just wait this Kutuzov here or whatever it is out, because I'm pretty sure he's going to come around this corner here trying to surprise me and torp me. And obviously, like, this is the worst play. You don't challenge a Hipper like this, because you're going to lose. Like, the better play would be just to kite away and start to burn me down while the destroyer was spotting me. But of course, I'm using the island to prevent that from happening. But again, like, a play like this is not what you want to do in Kutuzov. But anyway, gone, and of course there's torpedoes coming, so we're just using the agile build here to anticipate them and turn around. And there's still a minute until my sonar is back, and my destroyer is dead. So I have to get into the cap. Like, we are comfortably ahead here, but it all comes down to reading the battle, like, you know, reading the map, see what has to be done, what is your team doing, what is the red team doing, and where can you utilize the strength of your ship the most. And in this battle here, that's what I did. I just dug in, and I keep defending this cap here, because like I said in the beginning, defending this cap here is what needs to be done. There is no need to push anywhere. That just leads to unnecessary damage. So yeah, I mean, this map here is, like I said at the beginning, a perfect Hipper map, because there's lots of places to ambush people, and that's why I love this map here. It's not a very easy battleship map like Atlantic, where you can just sit in one spot and just fire from that spot the whole game. On shards here, you actually have to play well to win, and you have to be smart about it, and that's why I like this map here. It is actually my favorite map in the game, I believe. So that's it. We pulled it off here. I kept the destroyer at bay, and just by using my ship's strengths, I was able to complement the downsides of my team and make sure we get out of this game here victorious. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.